What's going on, y'all? Fort Worth Favor, man. We back with a video, man. We're doing a reaction to CNN. Jasmine Crockett reacts to poll showing Democrats' favorability at an all-time low, man. So we're getting political with it once again. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bell, follow me on my socials at Fort Worth Favor, man. Let's get into the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for additional content. Let me know what you guys want to see. Yep. The hell?
No message. That's a no plan, no strategy, no message. That's a quote. That's how a Democratic lawmaker was describing the Democratic Senate vote with Republicans this weekend to fund the government with a Republican funding bill, averting a government shutdown, but there was virtually no fight and nothing achieved for Democratic priorities. This comes as our brand new CNN poll this morning shows that the Democratic Party's favorability is at an all-time low in this CNN poll. It's just 29% approval. That's a 20-point drop since 2021. Joining us now is Congresswoman
Trump did it.
Texas, Jasmine Crockett. Congresswoman, thanks so much for joining us.
She's from Dallas too, man.
Before you go to
Luckily, I'm from Fort Worth, man. I don't represent Dallas whatsoever. So, first off, I have nothing to do with her opinions. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
Church, this has been a rough 72 hours for Democrats. I want to play some of what Democratic Senate Leader Schumer told me on The Lead on Friday about his decision to vote with the Republicans to fund the government. Take a listen.
A government shutdown gives Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Doge almost complete power as to what to close down, because they can decide what is an essential service. If they determine that SNAP, kids shouldn't get food, is not essential, they can just cut it out summarily. They could fire half the workers in the federal government.
Of course they have to take it to the extremes. You know what I mean? Like, why is the argument just like extremely hot or extremely cold? Because that's the only way they can win people over, by painting a drastic picture.
It would have been a far worse consequence.
So he's saying that the path that House Democrats wanted would have presented a worse consequence. Is he wrong?
He's absolutely wrong. I mean, look at the reality of the votes, right? I understand that the American people are frustrated. Please believe many of us did not sleep because we were calling and trying to impress upon the senators the importance of pushing back in this moment. And as you saw, we had all but one Democrat in the House that voted for this. So that's 212 Democrats in the House. And then you had the vast majority of senators vote for it or vote against it as well. And so the idea that Chuck Schumer is the only one that's got a brain in the room and the only one that can think through all of the pros and cons is absolutely ridiculous. And Jake, you and I both know that this administration could care less about whether or not they violate the law. We know that we've had to rely heavily upon the courts. And I want to say, as you're talking about the polling on my party, I want to say that it is the Democratic
on my party
generals and some governors that are standing up against this administration and bringing those lawsuits and winning every single time. They are losing in court. Could we do a better job of making sure that the American people know that we are winning in the courts? We probably could. But at the end of the day, it's still Democrats that are winning for the American people.
Some progressive groups are calling for new leadership in the Senate for Democrats. Even House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, your leader, he was asked if he supports Schumer as leader of the Senate Democrats, and he said, next question. Do you think Senate Democrats should replace Chuck Schumer?
I think Senate Democrats have to sit down and take a look and decide whether or not Chuck Schumer is the one to lead in this moment.
You're close with Congresswoman.
Very delayed response and very short-sighted response. Kind of says a lot.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York. Some of your fellow House Democrats say, and not just progressives, by the way, we've heard that moderates have said this too, that they're ready to support her.
No way.
To challenge Chuck Schumer in a Democratic primary. Would you get behind that?
That's 4 years from now. If you were asking me at least in 2 years, then I would have an absolute answer. But I can tell you that there are a lot of people that are watching his leadership in this moment. This is the moment. We don't even know what
progressives and moderates coming together. What's the world coming to, ladies and gentlemen?
elections will look like in 4 years if we will have elections. And so I definitely think that younger, fresher leadership may be something that many of us, not just depending on what part of the spectrum you're on, but many Americans may be looking for, especially in the state of New York.
How to take on the Republicans is a big topic of discussion among Democrats. Last week, you were one of those.
Listen to the key words, ladies and gentlemen. Take on. You know what I mean? It's like a battle against humanity. Politics causes, like, let's continue. Let's continue.
Fighter video. It got some criticism online,
goofballs,
including Democratic Senator John Fetterman called it bizarre and reportedly.
What are we watching, bruh? Look at this
video. It got some criticism online,
goofballs,
including Democratic Senator John Fetterman called it bizarre and.
Notice she chuckled at her part. Bruh, you look like a clown.
Come on, bro.
Senate
this is I will say that
this is real Dilio.
Look better than some of your.
Look, buddy's making jokes out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, y'all look like clowns up there. You know, like.
Fetterman has been criticizing your party for undignified antics and a sad cavalcade of cell phones during the president's address to Congress. What's your response to Senator Fetterman?
He's not the one to talk about anything. I mean, this is a guy that doesn't seemingly want to own a suit. I'm not really sure. But I don't show up in hoodies when I'm going on the floor. And so the idea that you would say that we could not have a moment in which an influencer asked us to do this. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Okay, now we're backpedaling, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I didn't really agree with it, but I only did it because an influencer told us to do it. Like, come on, dude.
Oh, you did. When she asked me to jump, I said, did you ask my older colleagues to do this? Because I feel like you're picking on me because you think that my knees are a little younger. And I did not know who all was in this particular trend whatsoever. And I think that it is important that people see that we're real people. And even if that means that there's a moment to laugh, that's okay, especially since it seems like we're doing more crying than anything. But just know that we were not on the House floor jumping around at all, whereas Senator Fetterman is consistently walking around the Senate.
Oh, we're comparing apples and oranges a little bit here. We're not doing that on the Congress floor, but Senator Fetterman, he does it all the time. He's wearing hoodies. Like, this playing field has no room for error a lot of the times. You know, when you kind of involve the antics, well, a social media content creator had it. Bruh, like, you already lost at that point in time. I've never thought that these conversations, I'm talking about tied to politics and serious matters pertaining to the country, right, should ever have some goofballness tied to it. But that's the day and age we live in, ladies and gentlemen, to where the social era, it's not our fault. Bruh, assume your position and play your role. Know what you're doing. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. I'm cool with it. And it goes to show, like, even before the presidential candidate was chose, as we're building up to it, a lot of these rallies, a lot of these representations, right, including these entertainment stars twerking on stage, it's become a circus. It's become pure buffoonery, in my opinion, man. I can't even take it serious. Look at Buddy Face right here. He just like, okay, yeah, right. Dude don't even buy the story. You know what I'm saying? So how can us as the people take this serious? We're already divided as is. But when you show us clownery, what do you expect our response to be?
Chamber, and he is walking around in such a way that they literally had to change the rules in the Senate so that he could walk around that way. So I just don't think that he's necessarily the one to actually have an opinion about this.
Let me ask you about the big news of this morning. President Trump seeking to use the Alien Enemies Act, a wartime authority, a law signed by John Adams in 1798, to deport undocumented Venezuelans that the administration say are dangerous individuals with ties to the gang Tren de Aragua. That gang is obviously associated with a lot of crime, human trafficking, drug dealing, theft, shootings, including in your state of Texas, right outside of your congressional district. Do you agree with this? And if not, what's your issue with the U.S. using any tool at its disposal to remove undocumented, violent people from this country?
Well, my argument is that we already have tools that are available to remove undocumented violent people from our country. And so the idea that you want to go into a zombie law, this is kind of like what we saw in Arizona when they decided to revive a zombie law around abortion. It is the fact that we can't trust this administration to actually use a scalpel, but instead they love to use a butcher knife on things. And so giving them this wide latitude to just kind of...
Yeah, we need to cut. That's what I'm trying to say, man. It's all this softness and, we need to, oh my God. Like, nah, fuck that. Let's go full-fledged, full force to eliminate issues, eradicate problems within our country. It's all this willy-nilly that is even set us back. Well, we need to use a scalpel and carefully dissect the problems in it. Nah. Let somebody who can let their nuts hang get into the, office in terms of making some vast adjustments and movements, whether you agree with it or not. From an economical standpoint, I stand 10 toes down, bro, because we're in this world, in this day and age, to where it's like walking on eggshells. Everybody's like, oh, we're walking on thin ice. Everybody, well, let's take a scalpel now. Let's take the butcher knife. I like that analogy. I like that reference. You know what I mean? Let's get straight to it. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, man. We soft nowadays. The world as a whole is soft.
Kind of go across and just claim that anybody is anything is wrong. And so we do have courts, we do have processes, we do have laws, and we should just go ahead and use those. There's a reason that nobody else has decided to go back into Adam's times in order to try to find ways to make sure that we can keep our country
safe. A whole bunch of word salad, ladies and gentlemen. She didn't say nothing. If you don't know who she is, Jasmine Crockett, American lawyer and politician who has been a U.S. rep from Texas's 30th congressional district since 2023. And she's straight out of St. Louis, Missouri. So she ain't even a real Dallas representative. You know what I'm saying? So we don't claim her at all. With that being said, even though a lot of people from St. Louis came over to Dallas, bro, y'all think y'all, but you're not. And with that being said, my whole perspective is agree to disagree. This is my thing. It's always been my thing with politics, to where one party thinks that they have some type of entitlement in terms of their beliefs, their perspectives pertaining to the walk they've lived as a American citizen, to where it isn't like, the Republican Party additionally included. If you're talking about a better America, that should include everybody. But everybody, well, this administration's done X, Y, and Z, and we're not. Like, no flaw has ever came from the opposite. You see what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. That's why I can just joke around and clown, because this is a circus show. It's entertaining to even watch. This is entertainment now. When politics becomes entertainment, you know that we've just fallen. You know that we just live in a circus. So, I mean, do what y'all want, man. Honestly, nobody's been handling business outside of what I agreed to be current and what I agreed to be before the Biden administration. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even a politician type dude. Or I'm not even a politics dude. It doesn't matter what you say, you're going to catch flack. It doesn't matter what I say. I could come over here kissing her ass and everybody's going to be like, oh my God, yes. And then you got people in the comments, man, like, what are you talking about, bro? Vice versa. Me saying what I'm saying now, yeah, bro. And then you got the leftists coming, oh my God. People so sensitive, bro. And honestly, like, if you can't even keep it 1,000 with people and speak, I was going to say something corny. I don't even say speak your truth. Speak the reality. What you feel versus what's real. Two different things, ladies and gentlemen. Two different things. I feel like that. Who cares what you feel like, bro? That's not the reality of the world. There's people suffering outside of your existence. And I don't think a lot of people take that into account. So, hey, peace, love, prosperity, man. Honestly, people investing too much time into the world. Honestly, you can do what you do. And it's a long-winded conversation because I get the particulars. I get that there's certain things that are affecting people individually, but we can't look at individuals. You have to look at the grand scheme. If you're running a country, it can't be about the one American. I'm sorry. And if you really want to knock them down, it got to really be about the majority at the end of the day. Which sounds selfish, but at the end of the day, man, like, That's the reality of the world. You're going to sacrifice many lives for little, for one life? Or is the smarter thing to sacrifice the smaller perspective for the larger scheme? Let's keep it a bean. You know what I'm saying? So peace, love. Comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts. We'll see y'all in the next video. We out.